All right, welcome back. We are continuing on our onboarding series, a welcome aboard series, and this is intended to be a brief overview of command to get you started before you really dig into next level training. So, last time we talked about the contacts page here that you see and how to use some of the features there. Today, I want to go ahead and talk about the contact card a little bit here and what we look at a contact card. So this is a contact that has been made and is in the command. So this is a contact that's been made and is in command. And I just want to go over what we see here. So if you need to edit the contact, we have the pencil right here. You can click here and it brings up the same thing that you saw when you created an individual contact right here. And you can add or edit any information right there. And otherwise, you start off with your phone number, email, and lead source and neighborhood information right here on the left. This person, because I don't have an address form, is not currently in a neighborhood. And so a couple ways to edit that. First thing is we can come in and we can add an address. So we can come in here and add our more information, additional contact information, and we're just going to add an address. I'm just going to put my address in here. And so we add that, and of course, hit that same as mailing address button. And we're going to save that here. And you see it automatically populates a neighborhood that is based on that address. Now, if it will also suggest nearby neighborhoods that contact might be interested in seeing. If you're not seeing something there, you can always click on Add Neighborhood. And you can type the name of the neighborhood in if you'd like to. And it will show up here based on what you type. Or if you're not sure the name of the neighborhood, you can find it on a map. And it will bring up the map and you can just scroll in using control and the mouse wheel or these plus and minus buttons here. And then you can just go and select the neighborhood that you'd like them to get that information for. These neighborhoods are used in the monthly Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan. And those smart plans are ones that I highly recommend you download, and we'll go over that at a later video. Over here on the right, we have our timeline, and the timeline is a history of contact that you've had with this contact. So if you send someone a text or an email, it's going to show up right here. You see I added them to that neighborhood when I added the address. And we also have the emails I've sent. Some of them might look familiar. I put myself on the same smart plan that you all have. The next tab over here is opportunities. So if someone is in the opportunity pipeline, it's going to show their opportunity right here. You can actually click on it to access the opportunities directly from contacts. So keeping everything nice and central. You can also create an opportunity right here as well that will go into the opportunity pipeline. The next tab over is smart plans. Over here you can see the smart plans that somebody is on. You can also click add to smart plans and you'll be able to choose from the list of smart plans that you have. We'll go over smart plans in more detail in a later video. The next tab over is our task. Now task list is very akin to a to-do list. Items get on your task list from smart plans or opportunity tasks. Also, you can just add a task right here if you want to do something. So let's say that I need to read a great book, and that needs to be done on May 6th. I can even say read that book, whatever book I'd like to read, and I can put a hyperlink in there if maybe I have a link to the book. So that is now on my task list for me to do. And appearing in here, I can either snooze, archive the list, or just check it off and complete the task. We also have notes. These are what they'd sound like. You can add a note. So if there's something you need to keep track of for the client and you just need a quick note, maybe you just need to say likes to travel. You can make that note there with a description of places they like to go, like ocean shores. It'll give you something to talk about with them later. We also have the save searches. Now the save search feature is a pretty cool feature that uses KWLS. So I'm going to go ahead and create a save search here. And we can search by either neighborhood or zip code. And I'm going to do a zip code search this time because it's nice and easy, but neighborhood is the same neighborhoods that you use for the monthly neighborhood nurtures. And let's say this person's looking for a house between 240,000 and 450,000. And we can go ahead and put in all sorts of details, but I'm going to leave it nice and easy for speed purposes. And we just leave this as a McTestface search because that is my favorite. And it will email that to brianverhey@kw.com. I recommend you do a search for yourself and have emails sent to yourself instantly so you can go ahead and see what it looks like. Hey, Brian coming to you from the future. So, after I finished recording that other section, I went into my email and that save search went ahead and had arrived. So I wanted to just show you what that email looks like. So right here, we have the email that's sent to my inbox here. It has my branding as a realtor. And then it has a save search. It says, great news, I created the save search McTestface search. That's what we named it. Just for you, I'd love to hear what you think about these homes, and as always, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And it wants to view the save search. It also has, hey, check out my app, download my app, and then the legal footer and all of that great stuff. So if we go ahead and click on here to view the save search, you can see that it's going to take me to my agent site, and it's going to show me what came up in that search. So this was a 99336 zip code search and had a pretty big price range. See, it's all right here. We could have narrowed it down even more, but everything is here. And by doing that, they're going to get those emails, and you're really going to hook them into your ecosystem even more, because they are then going to come here, and to keep accessing all the searches and use these other tools, they're going to have to create an account on your website. Alrighty, back to you, past Brian. Other great features of the contact card, if we come back to timeline, if you have a dialer set up, you can click on the phone number and you can do a phone call with them, and it will actually transfer that phone number to your dialer software. So if you're using something like Mojo or another dialer, you're able to make calls that quickly. If not, I like to just hit call, have the screen come up when I'm working, make my phone call, and then I can type in here and log my interaction. You want to log all of your activity that you do in the contact card, because that's going to affect reports and how command helps you keep score, because you don't know if you're winning if you don't keep score. Another thing you can do, having just closed that, is click on the number and you can send a text with Twilio. So this is a good one-off text that you just type in here, or you can upload an image that fits that need and it will come out of your Twilio account. Finally, another great bit that you need to know about is down here in the right corner, this plus sign. You can actually go ahead and add activity here. So if you didn't use one of the other options, you can come here and choose what you did. Did you call them, text them, a quick note? I use quick note here when I just go ahead and write a personal note. I want to log that activity so it can be kept score. So I'm going to go in here and write sent handwritten note. Now that's in the timeline. I'm able to remember it, and if they responded to it, I don't know how they would on this one. I'd click there and just hit save, and you see right there it's added to my timeline. So I'm keeping that score. Also in that button is you can add a note directly, which would go under your notes, or you can add a calendar event. And by clicking that, you see it brings up my calendar that is with the connected Gmail account. So that way, you're able to make appointments right here in command, quickly add them to your Gmail calendar, as long as it's connected in settings. So I'm going to close this and go back to command. And of course, as you can see, all the information is still stored right here on my timeline. And you can search by date range or even what activities you did. So let's say you're going to give somebody a phone call and you want to remember the last thing you talked about. You can click on calls and see the calls you did. Now, I've never actually called myself, but that's the example. Also, for the neighborhood data, if you want to just send them a link to the neighborhood without it being part of the smart plan, you can click here to copy the link, and it will copy it, and you can paste that into an email. And if you want to just see what the monthly neighborhood nurture or the neighborhood web landing page looks like, click preview and it will bring it up here. It is a lot of great information. Now, for some reason, listings are being hidden on this page for me right now. I don't know why. Probably because the market's super hot and there's not a lot going on. So that has been the contact card. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Please come to the group onboarding. But in the meantime, I'm hoping these videos will help you get going and make sure you have the tools you need to succeed. We will talk to you next time.